Sorry, I forgot to record that. Okay. So it's a portal where every technology's libraries will be there. Okay. So again, it's not only limited to Angular or React or anything. Okay. It's a universal portal where everyone can create their code. They can put it over there. Others can use it. Okay. Now here, as I said, you can create your library and push it. So every time when you create a library, you need to provide a unique name. And whenever you update that code, a new version you need to publish. Okay. So now you can see package successfully installed code is coming. Now let's try to open this folder. So now you can see we have this folder, and inside this folder, we have this project structure. Okay. Now I can open this folder in VS Code. So let's open the VS Code. Now here you can see open folder. We just need to provide that path. And let's open. Now, while opening Angular folder, those who are new, because at the starting you might make a mistake, always try to open this particular folder. Your particular folder should be selected. This, not Angular 18. Where it is? This is not your project. Inside this is your project. So you need to select your particular project folder. Then only Angular CLI command will work. Otherwise, if you don't open project properly, your command won't work. Okay. Now, so this is the basic folders and the file structure we get when we create the Angular project. Okay. Now, basically, I will just explain the important files only. We are going to see everything, but today I'm just going to explain the important file. So first thing is like package.json. Okay. So if you see package.json, what does it look like? What is the data type of this? Or what kind of data we have in this file? Anyone? Those who already know everything. Yeah. How does it look like? What is it? If we see the JSON file, or anyone else, how does it look like? What kind of structure is this? It's a JSON. Agree. Again, how does it look like apart from JSON? It's look like an object also, no?
Object.
Right?
Yes, object.
What is object?
Right.
Curly bracket, key value pair data. So it's an object also. Okay. So, but obviously it's a JSON file. Okay. So it's a JSON file. Now what it contains? Packages and its information. Again, so many things are also over here, like project name, version, some scripts are also there. After that, we have dependencies and dev dependencies. In dependencies, you can see some work package is there and its version is there. See, okay. So what I talk about NPM. So NPM is a portal where everyone will be pushing their libraries. So just like that, these are nothing but their library package name. Okay. And these are the version. So when we create the project, these are the default packages which we need to run the Angular application. Okay. Default one. We have not added anything over here. These are the default packages. Day by day, Angular team is trying to get rid of the default packages. Okay. So these are the default packages we have. Now let's try to search this particular package. The package name is @angular/animation. If I search this in NPM, see, it is over here and the latest version is 18.2.7. Okay, if I open it, if we see the collaborator, who is maintaining this library, means who has created this library? Angular team and Google team. Okay, Angular is the technology which is backed by Google, right? So who has created this library? Angular team and Google developer. Okay. So many versions there are, around 785 from Angular 2, right? When Angular 2 was released, from that they are updating these packages. So once you create the package, now obviously you are going to make the changes also. So whenever you make changes and again you want to republish, you need to change your version. So for this particular library, there are around 785 versions, but the latest version is this 18.2.7, which was released 5 days ago only. Angular team is releasing patches every week and every month. Okay. So 5 days ago, they might have released, they might have done some changes and released it. Okay. But in our project, what is the version we are using? 18.0.0. Latest version is something else. 18.2, but in our project, we are using 18.0. Okay. So whatever the packages you see over here that are present in npm, and when this npm install was going on, na, some process was going on. So what it was doing, it was searching the packages from package.json, whatever the packages we have, and it was downloading those packages from npm to your node module folder. Whatever the packages code is, whatever the packages version we said over here now, all that code is inside this node module folder. Okay. Now, if we see, we have around, let's say here 10 to 12 packages are there. Here also 10 to 12 packages are there. But if you see node module, there are so many packages, but we don't have so many entries over here. But whatever the packages you see over here, these are nothing but dependencies. Let's say to run this particular package, you need some 2 to 3 packages more. Then only this package will run. So like that, so many extra packages are also you will be able to see out over here. Okay. So this is normal interview question. Like whenever someone will ask you like, what is package.json? Obviously you will tell like, what are the packages we use in Angular? We put the entries of those in package.json. But in node module, there are so many packages. So you need to explain like, yeah, so like in package.json, we have limited number of packages, but in node module, we get to see so many packages. So other packages are the dependencies of these packages. Okay. So package.json will contain the entries of the packages or the libraries which you are going to use in Angular. So these are the default. Then you will install Bootstrap, you will install AgGrid, you will install PrimeNG, you will install Material. So many libraries again you will install now. So once you install, that entry will be added over here. Okay. So whatever the packages you are going to use in Angular version, in your Angular project, all those packages, anyone will be able to see over here. Okay. Again, so here you can see like some differentiation is there, dependencies and dev dependencies. So I will, once we move to the interview phase, then I will explain, because right now it is not that much important. Okay. So just consider package.json will contain the entries of the packages which we are going to use in our project. Fine. After that, second important file is angular.json. So angular.json file. So see, this is a project. Okay. .NET, when we create a project in .NET, it's a project. When we create a project in Java, it's a project. But let's say if we create just a website, so website is not a project. It's just a plain HTML file. Okay. But whenever we talk about the project, every project, doesn't matter if it is Angular, React, .NET or Java, it will have some configuration file. So in Angular, angular.json is that file, our project configuration file. Everything about our project is linked over here. If we don't have this file, our project won't run. Okay. So package.json will contain entries of the packages we are going to use in our project. Then angular.json is our architectural file or configuration file. Okay. Now, again, this is a JSON file. So here are so many things are there. Okay. If we are going to use some external CSS, let's say Bootstrap, AgGrid, PrimeNG, so that we need to register over here in style section, script section. Then we can provide the budget also, like what should be maximum size my application can be. Then default port we can change, some testing related configuration also over here. Okay. Now here, as we said, in Angular is a single page application. So what is that single page? So we have a public folder. Okay. This is the folder structure which we have created, which is new. Okay. We stand alone. But we are going to see the older version also. But let me just complete this. Just in latest version, we have this public folder, but in the older version, we don't have that. Index folder will be in the SRC. Okay. Sorry, here also it is in the SRC. So index.html file. So in SRC file, SRC folder, we have this index.html file. So if you see here in the body tag, we have this something app root. Okay. So this is kind of a directive. Okay. Consider this as a just an element. This is the element where our whole Angular application is going to load or render. Okay. Now how does Angular or how does our Angular project know that this is that single page application? So that linking is done in our angular.json. See over here. In some project, they will change the name of this file. So whatever the single page application you have, that file name will be provided over here. Okay. So index.html. Outside, we have package.json and angular.json important file. In src folder, we have index.html. That is not important, but that is our single page application. Then when we talk about any project, either it is Java, .NET or Angular or React, there might be one file which will execute first. Okay. So in Angular also, main.ts file is there, which will execute first. This is the starting point of our Angular application. Okay. From here, our Angular application will start working. Okay. So now here you can see bootstrap application. Now our bootstrap framework is this. Don't get confused with the bootstrap word. Okay. This is bootstrap means starting of the application. Okay. So bootstrapping application means this is first object of main.ts will execute. This is the execution point of our application. Okay. From here, our application will start. So now here you can see we have specified app component and second parameter is app config. Okay. So while starting the application, we are specifying like this is my starting application, means my parent component. First component which I have to render is my app component. Okay. And then app config is there. So in app folder, we have app component and app config. So in previous application, we used to have module file, app.module.file. Now instead of app.module.ts, we have a config file. Okay. It's a normal JS file. Okay. So previously we used to have module, but now the replacement of app module.ts, we have app config.ts. Again, just the project structure we have created new. That's why I'm going through this. From tomorrow, we will create the older version project because first we need to complete that. Then we will jump to the Angular 17, the new things, because so many topics are there. Because you are not, once you, if you are looking for interviews and once you land into job, you are not going to get Angular 17 or Angular 18 project. Only old projects are there. No one is creating new projects with Angular 17 or 18 because still it is not stable. Angular team will say like it is stable, but so many issues are coming. So everyone is going with Angular 16 only. So the older version. So you should be familiar with older more and you should be aware about the new things also. Okay. So app component. So by default, our parent component will be app component. How it is mentioned? Because in our main.ts, we have specified like this is my parent component. From here, our application will run. Okay. Let me just. Now outside this, in src folder, we have this style section. This is a CSS file, global CSS. When let's say you need to create some classes, which classes are going to be available across all the pages. So reusable means global CSS, you will put it over here. Global classes you will create over here. Okay. Then in app folder, so if we talk about normal HTML page, so in normal HTML page, what we used to do, let me just open a normal one. Yeah. This is our normal HTML page. So in normal HTML page, what we used to do, our HTML code used to be over here, right? Then if we have to write CSS in style section, we could write the CSS. If we have to write some JavaScript code in script section also, we were able to write it. This is the normal HTML page. Now, this same thing, okay, those who are from the .NET side, they might know model view controller. So we used to have model view was in the separate folder and HTML file was in the separate, CSS file was CS code was separate. Okay, that same thing was followed from AngularJS to Angular also. Okay, so now HTML file. So we used to have a single HTML file. If we have to create the CS class, we used to create that into the style section. If you have to write some JavaScript code, you used to write that in a script section. right? Now, same thing in Angular, it is divided into three files, different file. Okay. So HTML is first this file app.component. So this is our main file. Okay. This is our .ts file. This is our main file. And here we have a linking of HTML file and the CSS file. Okay. So now component is a combination of three files, HTML file, CSS file, and .ts. So whatever the code you used to write in script tag, that you will write it over here. Means this is component.ts. So .ts means TypeScript file. This is your place where you will write your code, functions, variable declaration, for loop, if condition, whatever the code we write. This is the place where you will write it. Okay. Then your HTML will go in the HTML file. Okay. If you have to create any particular class which you are going to use in this particular component only, then that you will write it over here in your app component.css. Okay. So again, this is just a basic. It's not required that we should have three important file in a single file also. Means instead of having HTML and CSS, it's not mandatory that we can have a CSS and HTML file separate. By just creating one file, we can have a component also. Instead of template URL, we can directly write HTML code over here. Instead of style URL, directly you can write the CSS over here also. If your component is very small, so instead of creating a separate HTML and separate CSS file, you can do the same thing over here also. Okay, that we will see. Now, the basic files are done. Now, how do we run the project? So if you open your particular project properly, then you need to open the terminal. So terminal means nothing but the command prompt. What we open from over here, same thing we can do inside VS Code also. So you just have to click over here, terminal, new terminal. Either you can go from over here, or at the bottom also you can see we have these two icons. So you can click anywhere else. You will get this pop-up. Then you can click on the terminal. Okay. Now, if you have to run the project, you need to compile it. Okay. Because it's a project. So we need to compile it. Then it will run. So ng serve. So this is the command to run the Angular project. Once we enter it, our Angular project will compile. And by default, our Angular project will be hosted on localhost 4200. This also we can change. Instead of 420, we can run it to, while running, we can specify the port, or in angular.json also we can specify the port. Okay. Now let's try to access it. So localhost 4200. So if we access it, you can see we are getting something. So this is the default HTML code we have when we create the project. And that is coming from your app component.html. Let's try to get rid of everything. Let's print h2. Hello. Let's save. So now you can see over here, we have got hello printed. Okay. Now, if you do some change, 1, 2, 3, you don't need to again recompile. You just need to save it. Again, recompiling is done. See, and new things will get rendered. Okay. This is the basic. Okay. Anyone has any doubt till now? Very basic doubt. Anyone? Anyone has any questions? So from tomorrow, we will start topic by topic, means component, whatever we should be knowing about component, like whatever we talk about over here, no? Like what things we can do over here again. Everything dedicated for every thing we are going to have a dedicated session. So you might also, even though you might know the basic of Angular, you might have the question also. So don't hesitate. This is the portal where you can ask the question. So okay, so don't hesitate to ask the question also. If everyone, don't think also like everyone knows. How can I ask? Okay, so don't hesitate. You
So
can
very
directly answer.
small question.
Yeah.
Usually in the interview, like NPM, ng serve, and what is the difference between NPM, like ng serve and NPM start?
See,
Like very no.
yeah. So in package.json, we have start. In start, what is written?
ngserve.
Okay. So in package.json, we can create our script. Okay. And this script means ng, start, build, watch, test. We can run this script by npm. See, I'm stopping the application. Now npm start. So what it will does, ultimately it is going to run this. Just pay attention. See what it is doing? ngso only. Got it?
Okay, okay. Yeah,
So
got
we
it.
can create our script. Instead of start, let's say I said run. Okay. Now npm start won't work because we don't have any script with start. Understood?
Okay,
See,
we changed the name.
now we don't have start. See, error is there. Missing script. We
Okay.
don't have any start in our script section.
Yes, yes.
Now if we say npm run, it will work. Got it?
Yeah,
I
got
think
it, sir.
npm run
Thank
is
you.
already there. Let's change run
Hello.
project. Why it is not running? Unknown command run project. Run script. Okay, sorry, npm run. Npm run and then our command. Okay. Ultimately, it is going to run whatever the uh, script we said. Okay. This is very normal project, but in actual industrial project, you get so many things over here. AOT, build size, chunk size, so many things are there. So all that long command we cannot run every time. Na? So instead of writing every time, they will create a script over here. Got it? Basically, it is doing
Yes,
the
sir.
same thing. Yeah. Anyone else?
Sir, can you provide us syllabus?
Syllabus angularacademy.in is there now. All the topics which we are going to have that are mentioned over there. Don't it's like whatever the topics we have from Angular old version and the new version, everything we are going to cover. Some topics we can directly teach, but some topics are there which need projects. So topics which are project specific, we will discuss in the project. Yeah. Anyone else has any question?
Sir, in the
Yes,
interview,
sir.
like they're asking for JavaScript. They're giving you a small code and they're asking for the output of
Output.
that.
Yeah.
I went through your website, which has this coding part,
Mm.
but is there any website to refer which says the basic questions like increment, decrement, compilation errors? Those can also be the outputs. So, can you suggest any website like that?
No, no. See, when we are appearing for the Angular interview, they will mostly ask question on hosting, prototype, closure, like that. Okay. There might be company like product based. They might go on the interpreting or time complexity. Are you facing questions like that?
Yes, sir. Actually, when I faced the interview,
Mm.
there was I answered the theory part questions, sir, regarding to Angular,
Mm.
and uh, deep copy, shallow copy,
Mm.
something like that. They were asking. I was able to answer the theory part questions, but I did not
Ah, so
practice the
that's what I said now.
JavaScript part.
You visited this site, all the questions are over here. Whatever you guys are only sharing, that I'm putting it over here. Miniprojectideas.com. So many interview questions are there now. Just visit over
Uh,
there.
yes, sir. In this, like for the JavaScript, there were few
No,
programmatic
no,
questions.
no. See the over here, JS interview.
Oh,
Visit this.
okay,
Here you can
okay,
see so many questions are there. Okay.
okay.
These are very basic related to topic. JS interview, click on that. Very specific related to closure, prototype, hosting, everything is there. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Try
Thank
with
you.
this everything. Normally 80% companies, what are the question they are asking? Everything is here. Obviously, in every interview, we might get some new questions. We cannot control that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
even if
understand.
you prepare everything now, even though some new things are there, With the help of this, you will be able to answer it. Not everything, but at least you will be able to try it also at least. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Anyone else has any question?
Yes. If I want to follow some Angular notes, then what should we do? In which website should we refer?
You're asking about notes.
Yes.
See, normally when I teach, I don't provide notes and no one required also. So just wait for some days because see, we are not in college, right? What you are going to do with notes, first of all, you are going to by heart them, remember it, just
Yes.
to answer correct. So if you
Right.
do that now, when you are in the interview now, interviewer will know like you have remembered this theory or you have actually implemented that topic. He can judge it because that is his job. Every day he's listening to several developers, right? So
Yes.
my way is like try to work as much as you can. Let's say someone will ask you directive. So if you have actually worked on the directive, if you have created directive, if you have used ngip, you don't need any notes. Obviously, I will provide the notes. Like what is the ideal answer you need to provide? That I will provide. But that is just to have a proper word in your answer. But you should always explain like how you have used the directive in while working. That is everyone is asking. No one wants that theoretical definition, right? Everyone
Yes.
wants to know how you have used that topic. That everyone is concerning. Okay,
Yeah. Got it.
fine. Next, anyone?
Yeah, I want to know where we can read the design about the design Angular design patterns. Any specific website or any specific
Design pattern as in we just have micro front end, right? We don't have
okay,
design pattern in Angular. Just micro
okay,
front end is there. That's it. Yeah, if we
okay,
talk about .NET, there are so many design patterns, right?
okay.
But in
So,
Angular, we don't have that much.
uh, so we can use the reusability code in the Angular, correct?
We
Using
can,
the parent child, we can use the reusability the code in Angular
yeah,
using the
yeah, reusable components,
yeah,
pipes,
yeah.
directives. Those are
So,
nothing.
so there is the multiple things, na? Multiple is using the parent child, view child, decorator, वगैरह things.
Yes.
So we can achieve that, but we here is the one anyone here is the design pattern, something like that.
See,
Correct?
when we talk about design pattern now, dependency
Yeah.
injection, right? What we do in constructor, right?
Okay. Okay.
What we used to do over here, we create instance of let's say
We can
HTTP,
instance of object, any object for the
right?
purpose of
So what is
yeah.
this?
This is the constructor object
No.
function. Sorry, function.
This is nothing but dependency injection. Dependency injection is nothing but a design pattern.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
So
Okay.
design pattern is just a fancy word. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? See, so many interview questions, so many interviewers are there who will just try to break down your confidence. Okay. You will answer like this is dependence injection. Okay. Then they will ask you like, have you worked on any design pattern? They wanted to see like, are you aware like dependency injection is nothing but a design pattern? But that design
Okay.
pattern in if we talk about .NET or Java na, so they will actually use that concept design pattern in the whole project. But in Angular, we cannot use that,
Okay.
right? So that is just a question to confuse you. Okay,
Okay.
fine.
So, hi, sir. I have
Yeah.
the question regarding it. So, is the state management and the design pattern are same?
No, completely different. State management is something else and design pattern is something else. Design pattern as in how you are setting up your project environment. What is your background? .NET, Java?
Uh, no, Angular itself, but not much.
So see, micro frontend is a way where we have a parent project. Inside that parent project, we will have small library project. That is a design pattern. Understood? Instead of having multiple project, let's say we talk about bank application. In bank, there will be only one application or multiple application.
Multiple applications.
Obviously multiple, na? Insurance domain is there, training domain is there, normal internet banking is there. So many projects can be there. Instead of creating multiple projects, what they will do, they will create a parent project, and inside parent project, they will create separate library project. Means one small project will be for internet banking, one small project for be for back office, one for the insurance, like that. So that is a structure of the project. And state management is something else. State management, as in we have some data that we need to that data should be accessible throughout the project, so that we can keep it in the state. So you see, both are not related. Okay.
Okay. And so what is the store or
That
facade pattern?
facade pattern, it's not related to Angular. It will come in Java and .NET. We cannot create facade pattern in Angular. Again, that's a design pattern. Just like dependency injection, facade is also design pattern.
Okay, understood.
So can you cover the micro frontend in
Yeah.
this course?
At the end, we will cover.
Actually, I will watch your video, but there is the theoretical part, not
It's just a basic.
practical. Yeah.
We will cover it.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyone has any questions?
Hello.
Yeah, Sean.
Actually, in our project, we have the environment.
Sorry. Your voice is very low.
In our project, we have dev environment and QA environment, right? So where we add that?
In
Which
environment
file we add?
folder. We need to in previous version we used to get that environment folder, but now we have to install that. Just like we create the component, now we have to install the in SRC folder. You will have environment folder also. There you will have dev, QA, UAT, like that. Different environment files will be there. Related to different environment, API will be different. So that we provide it over there. ng generate environment is the CLI to create the environment folder. Okay. Yeah. Fine. So we can stop for today. Anyone else has any quick question?
The dependency injection in Angular is also there and .NET Core is also there.
Yes.
What
In
is the
Java
difference?
also.
What was
It's
the
like, see, the theoretical definition is like whenever a class object is getting created, what are the dependent object we are going to need in that class? Okay. That we register while creating object itself. So we don't have to worry about the creation and the destruction of that object. That is the term dependency injection. Okay. So that's why what are the object we need of services, we provide it over here. This we can do it over here also, like this. Okay. Again, we need to provide the parameters also. What we did over here, the simplest way is this. This is also a way of creating injectable service object. Another way is this. But here we don't have to worry about the destruction and everything. Again, that solid principle and everything will come into the picture. Okay.
Okay.
Fine, everyone. Anyone has?
Except Angular, are you cover JavaScript or not?
JavaScript, just question we will cover, because while working with Angular, we don't have to. If you already know the basic thing, that is enough. Okay.
But some library is created in the Angular for the Angular.
Yeah,
like
PrimeNG,
Yeah.
AG Grid, again material, that we are going to cover in project.
No. So some library is in the JavaScript, like Chart.js, वगैरह thing.
Yeah, so Chart.js we can use in Angular.
Sorry.
We can use in Angular Chart.js also.
Yeah. So this is the completely JavaScript, na?
That library is developed in JavaScript, but it has a module, na?
Yeah, correct.
So we can use it in Angular.
Okay.
Fine. Thank you all. Let's connect tomorrow.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.